My name is Luke Hale, and the night my life split in two started with a note in a 5-year-old's hand. I walked in after an 11-hour shift to a house that sounded like a crime scene. Too quiet. No TV, no music, just lavender candles and bad news. My wife, Sarah, wasn't humming in the kitchen. My brother Keith wasn't in the garage pretending to fix the same door. Only Mason, 5, curly hair, Spider-Man pajamas, sat curled on the recliner clutching a crumpled letter. Sarah's handwriting. Luke, I'm sorry. Keith and I are in love. We're leaving. Please take care of Mason for now. He needs stability. Don't try to find us. Mason looked up and asked if they were coming back. I told him they went on a long trip. He asked for ice cream. The freezer was empty. I poured cereal. That's how fatherhood began for me. Cereal for dinner and a promise I hadn't said out loud yet. I'm not leaving. Months before, Sarah's sister Lisa had sworn Mason had a rare blood disorder. She cried, posted hashtags, and mentioned treatments that never involved hospitals you could actually visit. I'd wanted to believe her. Now Mason was living with me full-time, laughing, playing, and getting tired mostly when Lisa talked about symptoms. One Sunday, he went pale and said his stomach hurt. I took him to Dr. Michelle Evans. No fluff, just medicine. She ran tests, then looked me in the eye. He never had a blood disorder. He's severely malnourished. This is neglect. Feed him, love him, he'll recover. I went home, opened Sarah's labeled prescriptions, and found relabeled vitamins. That was the night anger turned into a plan. I fed him real meals, set a routine, learned the bedtime shuffle, burned a meatloaf, perfected chicken soup, and Googled how to pack lunches without committing a food crime. One morning he called me Dad by accident. I told him he could call me whatever he wanted. He smiled. Okay, Dad. We built a life. Saturday cartoons, Sunday parks, homework at the kitchen table. He drew a picture of us under the words, my family. When he asked if Sarah and Keith were coming back, I told him, I'm here. I'm not leaving. He said he wasn't scared anymore. I believed him, and finally started to believe in myself. 15 years blurred by. Mason grew into a 6-foot wall of muscle and heart, pre-med brain, and the same smirk he had at 5. Our small 2-story place filled with trophies, dog hair, and photos that felt earned. Then Karma sent us a field trip. Same grocery store, milk aisle, Sarah and Keith. Older, duller, wearing the kind of tired money can't fix. They tried small talk. I didn't. When Keith said he didn't think I'd keep the kid this long, I said I didn't think he'd make it this long without a DUI. Sarah said they were young and made mistakes. I told her they made choices. There's a difference. A week later, Sarah came back to that aisle to talk. She said she wanted to see Mason. Before I could answer, a familiar voice said, Dad, you ready? Mason, clean cut, confident. Sarah whispered, Is that Mason? He looked at her and said, Calm as a judge. Yeah, the kid you left to die. The whole aisle froze. She started to cry. He didn't raise his voice. I used to rehearse this moment. Thought I'd yell. I feel nothing. You're just a story about how I got stronger. Keith shuffled up. You've grown, kid. Mason didn't blink. You don't get to call me that. You taught me what betrayal looks like. Lesson stuck. Then he pointed at me. My life didn't start the day you left. It started the day he stayed. He turned to me. Let's go, Dad. We left them there between yogurt and regret. News travels. Their shine cracked. Clients left Keith. Sympathy posts backfired on Sarah. Old vacation photos from the dying child era resurfaced. I didn't chase updates. I watered my own grass. Mason kept grinding. Interviews, acceptances, early mornings, late nights. I learned how peace sounds. Quiet porch, hot coffee, no ghosts. He graduated. I clapped until my hands hurt. At dinner, he toasted, To us, the world's most unlikely success story. He asked if I ever thought about dating again. I told him I like my thermostat at 68 and sleeping diagonally. He called me impossible. We laughed like people who earned it. Sarah called once from an unknown number. She said, "Thank you for raising him." I said, "You didn't have to thank me. You just had to not abandon him." She asked if I had forgiveness left. Forgiveness, yes. Access, no. We hung up, thread cut. When Mason got engaged, he toasted again. Most people thank their parents separately. I only need to thank one. Everyone cheered. I pretended I had dust in my eye. Later, he asked if revenge was worth it. I told him it stopped being revenge a long time ago. It became peace, and peace is the best revenge. So that's my name and my story. Luke Hale. A letter on a couch. A sick-on-paper boy who needed real food and real love. A doctor who told the truth. 1,000 small days. A milk aisle reckoning. No perfect endings. Just a good one. He calls me Dad. That's the win. Thanks for watching PL's Leak and subscribe.